All right, we've already got some people in here. They bet us to it. Hey, Deviant. I think you need to request to speak. I thought maybe you should have already been up as a speaker, but obviously this is our first time doing it in stages, so... Oh, you're up. Cool. Sweet as. Nice one. All right, well, we'll just give it a few minutes for people to roll in.
I'm pretty sure it notified at everyone, but might as well go and make an announcement and just let everybody know we're starting up.
Yeah, cool.
All right, and all plugged in here. Can you guys hear me there?
Yep.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, nice. Good to see we've got a few people coming in. We haven't done something this time of the day before. We usually do our AMAs and voice lounge sort of stuff.
Have you guys done a poll of your community? Have you got like an idea of where most of the guys are from?
Look, just in general chat, we often, when we get new community members coming in and joining us, it's just a part of general conversation we have, is to sort of ask, how's your day going, where are you from, and a lot of people like to ask where the mods are from as well, because that's usually where their first interactions are. But yeah, we have when we did our last little voice lounge, we had quite a few people in. That was just leading up to Mint, and we did open the mics up to get people to introduce themselves, but everyone was a little bit shy, so we're hoping just to be a little bit more active with the community, and hopefully we can start to get people to be a bit more chatty if they feel like it. But yeah, we haven't sort of done too much open mic stuff.
We welcome you guys up here with open arms. If anybody wants to come on up and say hello, by all means, feel free. I'm not going to bite you.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I remember when JYPTO and I started first, even just doing meetings and stuff with, like lawyers and artists, and there's like so many interactions we've had, in behind the scenes, just building the project, and it's just a different thing just to put yourself in front of people and start to talk about about whatever. And so it's been a learning curve for me. I still sometimes get a little bit nervous just coming into different sort of situations, but I guess we're all just human, and I think that's what you've got to do, is just remember that we're all vulnerable, and we all want to come across in certain ways, but I think if we just be genuine and just let the flow happen, sometimes you can get chatty and start talking, other times you have a bit of brain fade, and you can never be too prepared. But yeah, it's just it's a part of what we're doing now, is just keep up our exposure and chatting to people. So it'd be good once we get into that sort of flow, if we can get the community. I know we the Rfox guys, they're all pretty chatty dudes. Like when we get into a lounge with those guys, there's some good chats going on.
I'm seeing some cogs in the stage, or in the audience, sorry. I'm seeing a Bape cog out there. Not sure who's got that slammer with the spiky slammer. Oh, another one just popped in, Crypto J. Dope. I'm liking those.
Yeah, Crypto J, legend. Thanks for coming in, brother. Who else have we got? We've got, lots of our community members in, and a few new names as well, which is good to see.
Polka dots in the crowd.
Here's Hacky. Welcome, Hacky. We got Sai in there, down there.
Yeah, sweet.
We got Vorge and Adam.
Adaminsky.
In the bully gang. They love their bullies. That's a good project, that one.
Yeah, it's a bad project.
And the polka dot.
I love his Rasta colored horns, his red, green, and gold and black tips. That's Rasta. That's I love it.
Yeah. and Simpson RS was one of our community members that did a pretty amazing bit of fan art sort of work.
I see that, dude. That's what he did in his PhD.
Wow. Yeah.
Love.
I don't have an artistic bone in my body when it comes to putting sketches down and stuff. I just I always wanted to.
Yeah, I'm pretty rough too. I'm trying to learn. I have.
Yeah.
Long before I got into the NFT space, and like I'm involved in another project called Lit that's very active in like art and culture, and they kind of like opened my eyes up to the actual like art side of the NFT space, away from PFPs and everything that was going on in the hype market. Like, so I've had my iPad long before that with my Apple Pencil, and I have Procreate installed. And dude, if I were to share some of my work, it's atrocious,
share it,
right?
definitely share it.
I'm trying to learn, but I don't know where these people get it from. And my dad's a phenomenal artist, so he looks at my handwriting and he's like, "What in the hell is that?" Like, you write like prescriptions. I'm like, yeah, well, it is, right? Like, I don't have it, man. I don't have the steady hand that line work, but
that's it's good. I just enjoy it when people contribute, and whether or not it's the top tier masterpiece stuff, I still think that even me, I put together a few little memes or just things that I'm doing just off my phone with some apps, and it's not as professional as some of the stuff the other guys put out, but regardless of that, I still feel that I get value out of contributing, and I even see the community give it a few likes and comments as well, which is always nice to get a little bit of praise for what you're doing. But more so, it's just about getting the message out there and sharing the brand and awareness and stuff, regardless if it's good or bad. It's just it's still handy to have.
Yeah, I also
just
think
another thing just before
sure.
comes back, just to maybe check in that we're getting the recording done.
Yeah,
well.
we're recording this.
I know that there'll be a few community members that aren't able to come at this time today, so it's always good just to check in with each other that we're recording.
Definitely have the recording going.
We did an AMA.
All right.
With Pampered Pugs was a group we did an AMA with a while back, and actually it was a Twitter Spaces, and it was one of our earlier Twitter Spaces, and it was a fantastic Twitter space. Like, the questions and just the interaction was awesome. And then we got to the end and it was like, oh man, we haven't recorded this.
No, that was my bad. That was entirely my bad. So I didn't realize that entire time I was on mute. I was just like, I was trying to cut in, and anyway, so I've been muted. So anyway, but yeah,
so you're here. All right, let's get rolling.
Yeah, let's get rolling. But really quickly, I just wanted to say, just what like David was just talking about he's not feeling like he has an artistic bone in his body. Deviant's actually a really talented DJ. He just pumps out absolute banging tunes, and it's just, to me, it's like, just like intelligence isn't necessarily a linear form of measure. Like, there's different types of intelligence: logical, mathematical, emotional, and like creative intelligence. There's all different types of like different intelligences. I think there's different types of creativities as well. It's not just like, just because you can't pick up that you procreate, Jay, and smash something down. There's just different ways that people are creative. So it's always
some people are engineers, and they'll take two random pieces of junk and put them together. They don't realize they're engineers, but they're taking two random things and making something happen out of it. And like they say, I'm not creative, I can't go paint a picture, but like, they're a genius when it comes to that kind of stuff. So I agree with you. There's all kinds of creativity.
Yeah, for sure.
So true.
Let's bomb into it. So we didn't want to make this like a really, really long one. This thing I might just a little bit of a refresher on where we're up to. Introduce Jay. So Jay has come on board as our marketing manager. You've all been listening to each other way. So you want to just say good day, Jay?
Yay.
Pleasure, guys. Pleasure. So I'm Jay Sparta. I've been in sales and marketing for about 12 years of my life. I've dealt with companies all the way from mom and pop companies right up to large brands such as Home Depot, Weyerhaeuser, Coca-Cola, at that level, large corporate. I have been in the NFT space for about 8 months now. I've been a consumer as well as been a high-level team member on another project that just minted today. I my specialty is live chatting events, hosting different things like AMAs, Twitter Spaces, interacting with the community, and basically that's going to be the approach we're going to take going forward. Uh, I am going to be reaching out to alpha groups primarily, as well as other, NFT projects, whether they're up and coming or already established. And we're going to do a series of AMAs, probably about 3 to 4 a week, uh, intimate, where we go into their community and give a full-on explanation of the roadmap, all of the benefits that come along with, the COGS, the play-to-earn aspect, the Rfox Vault. We're going to go deep into everything for people so that we're not just drawing in random numbers and hoping that they read through that roadmap and fully, understand the conception there. We're actually going to explain it to them. I'm going to go through, the pitch decks that I'm getting from Rfox, so that everybody that is in listening to us is actually getting, the true information, the true value that they're going to be getting by minting a cryptid punk. So in saying that, I know that you guys here, a lot of you are the pioneers. You've been early supporters of this project, and we're going to ask for your guys' help, both either listing out projects that you think would be a good fit for the cryptid punks, but I'm also establishing what I like to call the Alpha Committee. And this is going to be an opportunity for community members to sort of step up, reach out to other projects and try and establish collaboration deals, get some AMA set up for us. Basically, you're going to be the point of contact for me to get in there and start having a chat with them and closing whatever sort of deal we're going to make. And the value that you'll get out of that, not only by helping the project, when we do get a lot in whitelist spots, stuff like that, by being on the Alpha Committee, you're going to have first crack at those. So you will get immediate value right up until mint date and then going forward. And that's something that we're going to be opening up to you guys within the next couple of days. So we're going to have the AMAs, we're going to have Twitter Spaces, we're going to have the Alpha Committee, and doing all kinds of collaborations. And then we're also implementing a currency system. So this is going to be just in Discord. It's all fun. There will be value to the currency system. You're going to use the currency that you earn. You're going to either do your daily collections. We're going to have fun events like we're going to be doing 2 quizzes a day where you're going to be able to earn, currency. And then we're going to have once a week events. Those are going to be that's another thing I'm going to ask from you guys, whether that be, we'll open up in the suggestions channel, whether you want rap battles, or if you want to do video game tournaments, or maybe a wine and art night for the ladies. We have all kinds of different opportunities that we can provide for you guys, and I just want to get a feel for what it is that you guys want in particular. And then another weekly event that we're thinking about doing, I know you guys have been doing the Smash Parts. We may also do Marble Nights, and we're going to start tying in some cash prizes. We're going to do some free NFTs, whitelist spots, and then as well as the in Discord currency to be able to buy your roles. Now, the Adventurer and the Explorer roles, those are both going to be purchasable in an in-store, in Discord shop. So you'll get different benefits by having those roles. So make sure you try right now to stack up as much as possible when the currency does get released, not only to get your whitelist spot if you don't have it already, but to get those other roles because they are going to have inherent benefits going forward. But that's basically the approach that I'm taking going forward. We're going to be starting to crack out real soon. Currency should be launched within the next day or two. And once that does happen, we'll start doing the daily quizzes, and we'll get those events going for you guys and get this place popping, make it a lot of, the idea is to build this into an organically built, fun place to be. We don't want it to be a grind. We don't want people in here just, mass inviting to try and get whitelist. I want to avoid all of those kind of strategies. and just make this a really fun place to be. People feel comfortable to hop onto voice chat, turn on their video, and hang out. And whether it is like whatever it is you like to do, if you want to have a drink, have a smoke, whatever, I want it to be a very comfortable place for everybody to just feel like they can come and spend their time. I don't want it to feel like you've got to grind when you come here, like it's a job. A lot of people out there do work 9 to 5 jobs, and then to come and spend their time in a Discord server grinding after hours to try and get a whitelist spot. I'm not for that. So we're going to take some real fun approaches to this going forward. And if anybody's got any questions or anything like that, feel free, come on up and let's have a chat.
Yeah, sweet, nicely done. And yeah, just with the Alpha Committee, we've had in the support tickets a whole bunch of you guys coming forward, kind of submitting projects for us to have a look at, or you've been talking to those projects on our behalf already. So this is kind of like builds in a little bit more structure, and almost kind of formalizes that whole process a little bit more. So, but yeah, everything you covered there was awesome, Jay. It's going to be really interesting watching it starting to move forward from the next couple of days or so. I think by the end of today, that's the big one on my list today, is get the currency system set up in the Discord. So that's going to be a bit of fun, kind of mapping all of that out. And yeah, thanks for that kind of like the rundown. I might just do as well, just like a quick refresher on just kind of where we're at for those that aren't necessarily up to speed. We put the announcement out the other day, but I'll just kind of run over that again. We have put the public mint on hold, basically waiting to just create more demand before we move into the public mint, which everyone was supportive of. The reveal will still be as planned. It will be revealed at the end of the public mint, and there's reasons for doing that in just a little bit of the unique situation that we're not randomly generating these things. The Rarity system is already out there, so if we start revealing now, that could be damaging for floor. We brought Jay on that we just heard from. Other key points were everyone who has minted in the whitelist is now OG Pioneer. Pioneer roles are now capped. Old Pioneers have been removed, and we kind of spoke about why we did that, and there was solid validation for doing that. Pioneers have been extended their additional whitelist allocation, so you guys will need to come forward with us to us and give us your additional wallet. So that actually needs to be done through an additional wallet, just because the way the contract's written. But we'll have information about the dates of when that whitelist period, dates when we'll need your wallets by, and then the dates that we will be running that whitelist for the OG Pioneers. We'll have that soon. So keep an eye out for that.
What we'll do, I have the pre-mint stuff that I was telling you about, so I can actually create a pre-mint link.
Yep.
Where they'll have to be verified as a Pioneer in the Discord server. And when they do that pre-mint link, they just need to make sure that they connect with a wallet that they didn't already mint with.
Sure.
And that way it'll be able to collect everything, and we can export it directly for the contract.
Yeah, beautiful. That's cool. Cool. Also, so we got Pioneers. Look, I had a really, really good call with our illustrator, our character concept artist, yesterday, just kind of hashing out the whole procedure about you guys starting to design the wearables that the punks are going to wear in the metaverse. So we'll be kicking that off with the OGs getting to collectively design with the illustrator the exclusive OG Pioneer wearable set. And we'll be doing that just in the OG's chat. I'll probably create another channel just for actually managing it. I'll be working through just refining the workflow on that today as well with doing the currencies. But that should be kicking off soon, so that'll be fun, and that'll be like a little bit of a test bed for us as well to test how the kind of whole thing goes down and how we run it. We'll do that with the OGs before we obviously roll that out to the wider community. A couple of benefits that we spoke about with the Pioneers. There'll be more information on that soon. That's kind of like a little bit of a refresher on the update, the announcement that we made the other day. We do have some questions that have already come in through the AMA chat, so I might just read those out now. So CBAC asked, I had to listen to the YouTube podcast about the decision to postpone the public sale. Fair enough. A stronger community is better for everyone. My main selfish concern is missing out on the next public mint. Would you consider doing a staged mint Pavia did it, and by the third mint they were overwhelmed. It's like all kind of like opportunities that come up. I actually didn't get a chance to kind of read these questions early. If I had, I would have had a bit more of a chat with the team about it. But like big calls like that, like stage mints, is something that the team really needs to talk about. When we talk about opportunities and decisions like that, we really take the time to kind of like break down the components. So we'll look at the pros and cons and just really have a good think about how it impacts the project. So that's one that we'll have a look at what that might look like for us if we were to go down that road, and then we'll start breaking down like pros and cons, and we'll collectively make a decision on whether we might entertain doing something like that. But that's something we'll probably come back with an answer with at maybe a little bit of a later date. Next question is from Il. Hey, are you looking at that, Deviant? How do we pronounce that name?
I think I don't know if it's French. Il Biscon.
Il Biscon?
Biscon?
Yeah, cool.
Il Biscon?
It's a cool name, either way. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, are there...
congratulations to Il Biscon.
Oh, yeah.
Night. Il took out the Tweet Raid NFT giveaway.
Yep.
We're had that running for a few days, and we're going to kick that off as a weekly event. So for all the Tweet Raiders out there, just keep everything in check, as you'll be up for an NFT opportunity once a week. So we'll be probably doing about maybe 5 or 6 of those NFT giveaways for Tweet Raiders leading up to our next mint. There'll be more details on that. I think we've got a few questions actually here regarding that a bit later on, so we'll talk about it there.
Yeah, sure. Well, his question was, are there any plans to do collabs with other projects in the near future? If so, what projects? Maybe not necessarily. It depends what you mean by collabs. Like, collabs for introducing communities and things like that. Definitely, in terms of like, integrating our projects into their projects. It's definitely on the horizon. It's very much the long-term scope of this project is like, we do have our roadmap where we're specifically targeting Sandbox, Decentraland, and Rfox Vault and Rfox Cogs KML straight off the bat. But that's just not our roadmap, and it just ends there. Our roadmap is to remain open and integrate with as many quality projects as we can. I saw one today. Someone in Twitter actually tagged us in on a project, Arcade, which looks really cool. And you see projects like that, and you can definitely see the value of bringing our project into those. And we want to remain open to as many projects as we can, but also being mindful that integrating into other projects and doing interoperable builds, that it costs money and budget, so we just have to be mindful of as we progress along. We're building this thing in a basically a sustainable business model. So as we progress along, yes, we will be looking at new projects to collab with. But in terms of like just the near future, our focus at the moment is rolling out through Cogs KML, Decentraland Sandbox, Rfox Vault. They're our primary targets to start with, and we'll be keeping our eye open for other collab opportunities to start stacking on the end of that roadmap. Truck and Drum, Ray. Hey, if new members are feeling bullish, they should be able to purchase from secondary market to get whitelisted and pioneer spots. Just a suggestion. And the next question from Slumdog is very similar. If I bought off secondary market, does that mean I qualify for the pioneers role? Unfortunately not. Pioneer role they're closed now, and that was very much a decision that we made a fair bit of noise about the pre-sale mint going a while ago, and we had a bunch of people whitelisted, and the guys that stood up stepped up and threw their money down and bought into the project because they believe in the project. To us, they pioneered the original CryptoPunks that have been minted, and they are the pioneers, and they're locked in, and that's capped, and there can't be any more pioneers. That's the pioneers done. But don't be discouraged, because we do have the adventurer and explorer roles, and they'll have benefits for them as well. So if you are bullish on the project, definitely go chasing those down, because there will be benefits there. In terms of people buying off the secondary market and getting whitelisted, maybe a conversation we might have as a team, and come back with that one. Next question, Polka Dot Punk. Did you want to have a crack at reading out, David? Well, you want me to
no, that's fine. Yeah, Polka Dot Punk. When are we making our own? When we are making our own tweets or participating in raids, what are the key points that we should focus on to help bring more people to our community? Look, I think with tweets and tweet raids, it's all about just content. If you want to put something out there through your own Twitter handle, please do. Grab some media from the different channels that we've got stuff. There's plenty of access there for you to do that. And I'd just say, like, if you're sort of struggling or you're not sure what to put in the tweet, you can always just go and have a little look through our FAQs or the website, and just take some little key points that might be of interest to someone that hasn't heard about the project. And it's the same with tweet raids. When we do our tweet raids, we specifically look for the actual content that's being produced by the actual presented by the person. So, for instance, there might be an OG punk holder out there, and they might put a tweet out that says, will OG punks, are OG punks the friendliest community around? Do you have a community that you're involved in that's friendly? So we look for leading sort of questions, or we look for opportunities where we can come in and sort of say, yes, hey, we can respond to their tweet in a manner that sort of lines up with what they've done. So it might be a case of, we do have a friendly community over here at CryptoPunks. Come and join us for our AMAs and games nights. And then you just put in a nice picture of a punk or something. So it's about just, making the content that you put out there nice and friendly and full. I know some people just sort of bomb in with, small emojis and little things. That still helps with exposure, but I think if you can just do your best, that's what it is. It's just, and you can also have a look at what other people are doing, and you can sort of learn a little bit from them. And there's nothing wrong with having a look at someone else's work and saying, well, maybe I can try and do what they're doing and just make it your own. That's a good way to do it as well. Another question there from Polkadot would be, if we haven't already answered this, just wondering, what are some of the key strategies the team will be using to get more eyes on the project? I think Jay, with his introduction this morning and just a lot of the features and things that he wants to bring in, will definitely be key strategies. That would be the outreach, the AMAs, the Twitter spaces, the collabs, and all those sorts of things. So as a team, we're all going to be working towards that. And like Jay sort of mentioned, that anyone in the community that wants to bring some exposure or opportunities can just reach out to us through suggestions or perhaps a ticket, and we can explore what you have, to bring to the table, which is really exciting. Third question would be, lots of us don't have huge followings on Twitter, so what we share on our own is only seen by a handful of people. What can we do? What can we be doing to reach more people without being spammy or annoying? This is a really good question. I think what it comes back to, to community. And probably the best way to understand it would be is through the tweet raid sort of scenario. So the concept is we put a tweet out there. It has some nice content in there for exposure. And what makes it, it's a busy space out there. So in Twitter, everyone wants to tell everyone about their project. And often when you get opportunities to create a tweet or respond to a tweet, there'll be another 100 projects that are doing the same thing. So the reason why we raid is to basically stack more content through the same tweet. So if everyone responds to the same tweet, drops a bit of art or something in there, drops a little bit of content in there, gives it a like, gives it a retweet, at the same time, you can have a look for other CryptoPunk community members that are responding to that tweet, and you can actually give them a like for their contribution. And what that does is it just it sort of blows up that one tweet in that space. Like it makes it more visible. The algorithms can pick it up and keep it at the top of the tweet. So when new people come in to look at the tweet, there's always cryptid punk stuff floating around. So it's the same thing. Like if as a group, it's all about supporting each other. And I know that there's a particular bunch of, half a dozen community members that are on a daily producing 3 or 4 pieces of content that they're pushing out through their own tweets. So I actually follow those guys. So that's another thing that you can do is it's something we might bring in a little bit later, but it's called, following your community members. So punk follow punk. So if you're out there doing tweet raids or you're seeing other people that are interactive, just jump on their profile and give them a follow. And then when you're doing your little daily tweet sessions, you can say, oh, hang on, Polka Dot Punk's just done his little tweet today and he's talking about how the community is awesome and how he loves Rfox Cogs. I love seeing that. So I'll go over and give it a like. I might even respond and just say, hey, buddy, love the work. Or I might even contribute to his tweet and stack a little bit of information on top of that. So I think it's more just, about seeing what you can find, what your capacities are with the time that you have. And I think after a while, once you've done it a few times, it just becomes a bit sort of easy to do, and you find the flow, and you can go out there and just, contribute and feel like you're part of the community as well. So hopefully that answered some of the questions there.
Yeah, sweet. We've had a few more roll in through the to the AMA questions. Choina, I hope I'm saying it right, hasn't used is it Yuga Labs or Yuga Labs, whichever
Yuga.
It is, Yuga hasn't used that Yuga Labs has purchased the rights to CryptoPunks, change any strategies. To be completely honest about this, we actually really, and that's huge news. We actually haven't had that much of a chance to digest this. We've been flat out on the back end, just building things and just getting ready for basically kind of kicking off next week. But it is big news, and I think it's when we get the time, we will get together as a team and just have a big chat about it, hash it out, and there could potentially be some opportunity there to adjust strategy accordingly. But yeah, just at this stage, it definitely got shared around in the team chat. We all had a look at it and we're like, wow, okay, that's huge. But how to actually take advantage of it or whatever, or adjust our strategies accordingly. We still need to just allocate a little chunk of time to sit down and really kind of unfold that collectively as the team. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, just looking down the list, and I've noticed Il Biscone, he said he's Italian.
Yes.
So there we go.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's cool.
Biscone.
Yeah. So question from Daniel, 1969. Are you thinking to create a strategy to find the match of each CryptoPunk and CryptidPunk instead of being passive at NFT selling, become active finding the right match? So I guess if you're referring to finding the original holder of the original CryptoPunk and kind of reaching out to them. We've done a little bit of that, but because of the way we're minting, and we're minting, with unrevealed, we can't mint like revealed immediately, because what I was talking about before, that the rarity score's already out there, and people might it's a couple of reasons. Like, people might not be after the least rarer ones, or if the rarer ones come out by the time we get to the end of mint, people might be that's not be chasing them as much. So we do really need to wait for the reveal to occur, so we can see who has what punks, and then it's kind of like it's they're not up to the individual community member, but the reveal happens and you've got a particular punk, and then it's like, wow, I've got Danny Seed Phrase, or I've got one of the the more notable punks, and that's a big win for you. So it's kind of about just distributing these evenly and fairly out into the community members' hands, and then we learn who's got what, and then I'm sure once that reveal happens, I'm sure there'll be a big community push reaching out to those original CryptoPunk holders and matching them up. And I think that's just one of the many kind of value adds from this project is, anyone here, we don't know, like Danny might be out already or he might still need to be minted, but someone here in the community is going to end up with Danny's seed phrase, and you're going to be chasing down Danny because Danny's probably going to want his 4K version of his punk, much like most of the punk holders. So I think that's a strategy that will unfold after the reveal when we can actually see them all.
It's going to be fun getting to that point.
It's going to be awesome.
We can sort of talk about the top of the tree, but don't forget that there's value in every single punk. The floor of crypto punks, I think, hit 100 ETH. So, it's don't be disappointed if you don't get Danny or if you don't get some of these high profile ones. It's more about the whole collection itself will have value based on how we manage ourselves as a community and what sort of interest we get from outside coming in, because, people are going to sell and we'll hopefully have a floor price that we won't get too infatuated over, but it'll be more about the stability, letting, the market decide what the true value is. But I think if we looked at our reaching out to celebrities and sort of, the big boys, I would personally think that it'd be better to start a little bit down lower and just get some, I think what you want to do is just get some exposure and maybe not so much try and hit up the big dogs straight away, but create the hype, create the vibe, so that at some point they're going to go, hang on, what is going on over there? And if the interest comes from them, I think that's where we'll, the people that are holding the higher value ones might have options then to exit or just be proud that they've got one and maybe play a little bit of cat and mouse with someone else that might want it. So there'll be a lot of fun stuff to explore. I think the main thing is we get through to mint and get the collection sold and, most importantly, do the reveal so everyone can sort of see where they're at. But I myself would just be, grateful for what I get, and if it's something that's a little bit more up in the rarity rankings, that'll be even more awesome. But for me, it's about the long-term outlook on the project. For me, it's if I was to hold, 2 or 3 punks that were down on the bottom end, I just know that I've just got to be content with that. If I'm not a trader, just follow the project and support it, and in a year or two's time, the sky could be the limit for the lowest ranking sort of stuff as well. So just keep in mind things like that as well.
Yeah, I'll add in on that as well. It's not necessarily about chasing the high profile punks. I've flipped through quite a lot of the punks when we're going through the generation process, and even some of the ones that are probably on the lower rarity scale just look awesome. Like it's just amazing rolling through the 4K set and just seeing just the different styles and feels and attitudes that the punks have just based off whatever attributes that they've been randomly assigned. So even though a punk might not be one of the higher profile ones, it just might have a look about it in the in the 4K in the encrypted punk version that it just like really is attractive and just draws that kind of demand to it. So it's another thing to think about. And you guys will see that kind of unfold when the reveal happens, I guess. A few more questions coming in, so we'll try and kind of get through them quickly. Is there a limit to the accessories pioneers can create? I would assume we would normally have to buy accessories. So do we get 1 hat, 1 glasses, 1 top hat, 1 pants, 1 pair of footwear for free? So, good question. Originally, I had the thought that it would be funny if then when we just dropped the punks into the metaverse that they just didn't have clothes. They were just there in their undies and you had to like go get your clothes. But then we also thought, maybe we should get them clothes each. So it's going to look something along the lines of, so obviously, we've only got heads at the moment. We need to design all the fashion so that they'll have clothes to wear. The kind of like, the normal punks, not the non-rolled punks, that's going to be something along the lines of in light of the original punks with the randomly generated attributes, the clothes selections will be randomly generated for those punks. And every punk before we move into the metaverse needs to have their standard set of clothing, just because of the way that it's going to work in between different metaverses. So randomly assigned for just kind of like general punks. Pioneers, two things with the Pioneers. One, like next week we're kicking off, Pioneers get to design their exclusive Pioneer getup. So they'll have that. They just get that. Plus, Pioneers will actually be able to choose from their selection of clothing of the clothing range. They'll actually get to choose what clothes are their default clothes, as well as they can have their OG exclusive outfit as well, and they can kind of choose what they wear. Being able to choose their clothes, that may extend into adventurers and explorers. We'll have just to think about that, as we're just kind of like balancing out benefits and things like that. When you get into the metaverse, regardless of what punk you are, you will have a standard set of clothing that comes through the minting portal. But this is the metaverse, and the cool thing about it is you get to be who you want to be. So obviously you get to change clothes. So there will be a market for, obviously the wearables will be NFTs. And there will be a market for, if you're going in and you're not really happy, if you're like one of the non-rolled punks and you have randomly been assigned your clothes and I want to change it up, there'll be a market for everyone to be able to like buy and sell and swap and trade their wearables. Pants down, Kong strong. Heavier question, current world play with war, post-COVID and current markets. We all know the volatility in this space. We can forecast tomorrow, but general thoughts. I won't go like too heavy into it. Obviously, it's like an absolutely terrible situation that's unfolding. And like let's just like try and keep it a little bit on the punk side and away from that, because it's really unfortunate what's unfolding. But in terms of it impacting the market, it is a volatile space. Those of us have been around for crypto for quite a while. It is just like a volatile space. It just like it always is. I think like just my thoughts on it, and like the space is this, like I'm just like super bullish on the space, particularly Bitcoin and Ethereum. Everyone that like really kind of Bitcoin is its own thing, and everyone knows what's going on there. And if you look at the news that's been coming out and just the adoption that's happening at the larger levels, over the course of just the last couple of months, it's every day there's a news drop about Bitcoin on a big institution or a bank or just Bloomberg or whoever it is that's dropping bombs about Bitcoin. Any one of those news drops, a handful of years back would have just sent Bitcoin absolutely parabolic, but now it's just commonplace every day. There's just these amazing news being dropped about Bitcoin. So super bullish on the whole space, as Bitcoin's obviously the leader. Ethereum is obviously an absolute monster of a thing. Everyone that really understands everything that's going on with Ethereum is a lot. I just don't see it. We might have short to mid-term price volatility. For me, any dips are a gift. I'm just buying. I'm just constantly laddering in. I just cannot see Ethereum really going away. And everything that's building on top of Ethereum, I kind of feel the same about, particularly NFTs. And Metaverse as well. Like it's just without going into it too much, my thoughts. Maybe some short to mid-term volatility. It's nothing new to crypto. But really look at what you're invested in, the underlying technology. I'm bullish as hell moving forward for me. I'll just there's another question in between, but I'll skip down to your follow-up question, pants down. How will you see ETH 2.0 in the space? Cold wallet storage and security. Quick thoughts just from me on ETH 2.0. I think it's great they're moving to staking. I think everyone knows they need to address the gas issues. I don't think the gas issues are an immediate fix from ETH 2.0. I think it's a big challenge. It's a community-driven project, Ethereum, and I heard a really good analogy that trying to transition Ethereum from ETH, the current state of Ethereum, we'll call it ETH 1.0 to ETH 2.0, is the equivalent of having a car drive down the highway and having a community of mechanics trying to change the engine without the car stopping is pretty much what they're trying to do with Ethereum. And that's basically what's happening. There's just so many things happening on Ethereum, they can't just stop it, for a week and take it into the shop and transition it over. So it's an incredibly challenging task they have ahead of them. I think it's something worth doing, stepping away from proof of work. Proof of work needed to be there at the start in order to just give the actual tangible value and build the security and decentralize it. But now it's decentralized well enough. I think it's a smart move. One, interesting thing about moving to ETH 2.0 and staking, that I'd say as a potential, I don't think it is red flag, but something to consider is no one can actually prove, that there isn't one entity holding like 50% of Ethereum. And if that were the case and they switched to proof of stake, that would be a concern for a 51% attack. Don't think that's the case, but it's just something that, it's just an interesting thing to think about. But definitely ETH 2.0, is the way to go, like in my opinion. I'm sure plenty of people have different opinions about it. Cold wallet storage and security. I'm not sure what, like, in terms of the question, like, I hold all my stuff on a Nano Ledger S. I think I might have been pants down in the chat the other day saying you've got like a biometric hardware wallet, which is really cool. First I've seen of that. If that was you, can you drop that in the chat so we can everyone can have a look at that? But anyone that doesn't have like cold wallet storage, like, highly recommend it. It's, if you don't know what cold wallet storage is, it's like a little hardware wallet, plugs in like a USB device that plugs into your computer via USB, and your private keys never touch the computer. They never touch they never go to the internet. So even if someone has hacked into your computer and they're running keyloggers and they're looking at everything you're doing, they can never see your private keys. So it's just that proper layer of protection. If you don't have one, I recommend it. If you are invested to a particular degree where you've got like a substantial amount invested, you definitely should have one. It's just, like Shonya has said, it's a must. Cold storage is a must in his opinion and my opinion as well. Lucy the Liar, did you do any of the community leaders own original CryptoPunk? Should the community own one to be part of the community? I would love to own an original CryptoPunk, but unfortunately that's a little bit out of my price bracket. We do have Chonya in the community. He's a pioneer. He's an original OG holder. But yeah. Should the community own one to be a part of their community? No.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Your
thoughts?
Imagine if we could get the DAO up and just start getting some secondary sale revenue coming back in. Maybe, that might be an investment down the track we could consider.
Yes, I didn't read it like that. Yeah, that's a really good idea.
Yeah. Possibly we could, as a community, we could purchase a punk, which would give us access to their exclusive. You need to own a punk Discord, and that might be a marketing sort of decision down the track to get the exposure for our project internally, where we could start sort of, maybe. Getting a bit of attention around it, but we'd have to have a pretty good bank to be able to do that. If the floor is around 100 ETH for a punk, those things aren't out of the question. Definitely,
that'd be awesome to get one of them on board. I think we're getting to the end of the questions. I think there's one more from Truck and Drum Ray. Any chance you guys can shout out with Lava Labs to have them retweet CryptoPunk's tweet? Possible marketing collab. That I think ties back into the question earlier about Yuga Labs buying CryptoPunks. So something we'll explore if there's a way we can reach out to them and start having a chat. But that's the conversation we'll definitely be having as a team. And one last question, guys. Looking through member rankings, will the whitelisted minted members be upgraded to pioneers? So will the whitelisted minted members? So if you were whitelisted and you have minted, you should be a pioneer. So if you're not already, you're on the list on our wallet list. So you just need to open a support ticket, come in, give us your wallet address that you minted from, and then we'll punch you up and bring you into the pioneers because you are technically a pioneer.
Yeah. Great.
I think that's it. Cool. No worries, Rusty. Cool. All right, we got through them all. Does anyone have any questions they want to jump up on the mic and say good day or have a chat like that? While we're waiting for that, another question. What about if I minted to via Cogs Rfox? Yeah, if you minted a CryptoPunk already through our minting portal, by the time we made that announcement, you're a pioneer, Ozcan. So cool, man. Yeah, come in, open a ticket, give us your wallet address so we can check it on our back end, and then you get the little blue tick.
Yeah, I think we're going to contact Fads or some of the guys over there in Rfox over the next couple of days just to get a little announcement out to everyone that used the KML and the minting sort of system that got snapshotted there.
Yep.
I know a few of you have minted but aren't probably aware, so we'll try and get the message out there for everyone. Yeah,
for sure. I was having a chat with Benny last night as well, so I'll maybe have a word with him about that, or we'll just go through Fads or
one of the guys.
Yeah. So if anyone's keen to jump up, say good day, feel free to. Jay, did you have anything you wanted to chime in after any of those questions, or are you cool just chilling?
Yeah.
What was he there?
Pretty good numbers in the audience today, everyone. We hit 50, which is not a bad response for this time of the day. I'm hoping that maybe we can schedule in some stuff around this time if it suits a lot of you. So yeah, thanks for taking the time out to come in and meet Jay and have a bit of a chat about all things moving forward.
And it's cool, doing it in the first time, obviously doing it in the stage, so we'll be running everything through the stage from now on. The events feature obviously is really handy because it just makes it easy for everyone to track. For those that are new to it and don't know, with the events feature, when we put up an event, you can actually add that to your personal calendar. So you'll just they'll just slot writing and as an event to your personal calendar, and you'll get notified on your phone if you're running the calendar on your phone, which is super handy. I think that's.
I think I got rugged by Discord, guys. I apologize.
Rugged.
I saw you drop out there for a second.
You guys just started talking again. I'm like, mute.
What is that? Did it boot you out again?
No, I had to leave and come back. I don't know what the problem was. My mic just wasn't picking up anything. So I thought I was speaking with you, but I guess I wasn't.
Yep.
I was saying I think you guys handled everything pretty well. It's a pleasure to come on board, and I'm excited to grow with the community, and I'm glad that we had this turnout tonight, and I'm looking forward to seeing it much bigger. And stay tuned. We're going to be doing, like I said, like maybe 3 to 4 AMAs a week. You'll probably get tired of hearing my voice, the amount of AMAs we're doing. So I don't expect everybody to turn up at every single one of them, but we absolutely love the support, guys. So if you do see an AMA link pop up and it's in another server, hop over, say what's up into their chat, and try and support us anywhere that you can so that we can get these numbers pumping.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah,
sounds cool. Awesome. All right. Well, that was cool. Maybe that's just on an hour now, so maybe that's a sign. It's just ticking over right now, so we might leave it there. But thanks for everyone for coming in. And stay tuned, particularly Pioneers. We'll start making noise about the costume design shortly. And everyone stay tuned for the currency that'll be coming in, because we'll do probably an announcement about that, kind of outlining how that works. So awesome. Thank you very much, guys.
Yeah, thanks everyone
guys,
for
coming out, and looking forward to doing some fun stuff with you guys in the near future.
Yeah, cool. Cheers.
Yeah,
Cheers.
Awesome everyone. Take care. Have a great day.
Bye.